Imagine Godzilla not as a monster, but as a mirror reflecting Japan's post war recovery and the consequences of war. Take, for instance, the scene where Godzilla is ruthlessly destroying reconstructed Ginza and stomping on helpless citizens. Godzilla Minus One offers a narrative that delves deep into the Showa era scars, using the backdrop of a nation rebuilding itself from the ashes of war. This was my revelation sitting in a Japanese theater in Osaka, eyes absolutely glued to Godzilla Minus One. The film marks a major entry in the Godzilla saga, coinciding with its 70th anniversary. Minus One begins in the final days of World War II, a uniquely bleak period in Japanese history. The protagonist, Shikishima, actor Renosuke Kamiki, is set for a kamikaze mission. However, driven by a fear and a will to live, he lands on Godzilla famous Odo Island to fix a made up engine failure. I've watched both Shin Godzilla, set in contemporary Japan, and Gareth Edwards' portrayal set in Hawaii. However, Godzilla Minus One takes a unique approach. It focuses more on character development and emphasizes the Showa era setting over destructive set pieces. Undoubtedly, Godzilla Minus One is my favorite addition to the Godzilla universe. In this interview with Toho, director Takashi Yamazaki discusses why he chose the post war period as a setting for the film. Godzilla has always been a symbol of nuclear threats and war, taking on a physical form and walking through it. From childhood, I've had this image of Godzilla embodying these threats. And doesn't Godzilla best suit the Showa era landscape? It's probably because of the original film, but I thought Godzilla would look best in an old landscape amidst wooden buildings and stone constructions rather than amongst glittering modernity. How do you think people with almost no weapons to fight Godzilla would confront it with unity and ingenuity? That, to me, seemed like a great theme for a film. Struggling against all odds is the kind of Godzilla movie I wanted to see. Yamazaki felt that the post war era, with its wooden buildings and traditional architecture amidst the ruins, would not only provide like a visually compelling contrast to Godzilla's destructive nature, but also emphasize the creature's role as a metaphor for the horrors and consequences of war. Before we continue, I would like to introduce my first collection of Japan-inspired wallpapers. These wallpapers are designed to enhance the appearance of your desktop or mobile lock screens and add a touch of relaxation to your digital landscape. If you're interested in checking them out, please click the link provided in the description below. Thank you.
また悪い夢
Mirror Japan's broader national struggle after the war. By individualizing these effects of these historical events, the story becomes a lot more relatable and evocative. Fukushima's nightmares serve as a powerful symbol of the collective trauma experienced by Japanese people in the aftermath of World War II. Like Godzilla, The Boy and the Huron relies on the fantastical to impart messy, human truths about trauma and memory. Both films, in their way, touch on the Japanese perspective on surviving brutal destruction, a perspective that's absent in Oppenheimer, which documents the invention of the atomic bomb. He adds, Just as Oppenheimer is an example of the West still wrestling with its responsibility for the destruction during World War II, Esther writes Japan is doing the same thing, but in its versions, the monsters are not all of the human variety. This portrayal of individual trauma against the backdrop of a nation recovering adds depth to the film's narrative. It allows the audience to connect with the character on an emotional level, understanding their personal battles as part of the larger struggle faced by a nation trying to heal from the scars of war. According to A-Frame Oscars organization, Yamazaki got his start in the visual effects world before making his feature directorial debut with 2000's Juvenile. For Godzilla Minus One, the Japanese filmmaker led a team of 35 artists, including nominees Kyoko Shibuya, Masaki Takahashi, and Tatsuji Nojima, who crafted 610 visual effects shots on a budget of less than $15 million. dollars. They conducted extensive research and thorough preparation for the Godzilla Minus One project, with the goal of accurately portraying post war Japan. This commitment to authenticity was crucial in creating a realistic and immersive setting for the film. In conclusion, the setting of Godzilla Minus One serves as more than just a backdrop. It acts as a character that significantly influences the story, enhances thematic depth, and contributes to the film's overall impact.